Business incubation. Now, business incubation is simply a process of nurturing, bringing up a startup, and normally from innovation. Once you've come up with an innovation, it's a new idea, you need to make it grow to a relatively mature business, a self-sustaining business, a healthy business, a wealth generating entity. It starts from a small startup and it grows to maturity until you start making wealth. That process is called business incubation. And business incubation as a process has helped around 90% of businesses to come into existence, because this is something that has not been there and has started to be there, and it really helps quite a number of institutions, even learning institutions like where I went, the University of Nairobi. Now there is an incubation department where startups and innovative minds can be developed and they can grow into businesses. Now, the failure rate of businesses is also very high, and this is because the incubation process may not have been taken into consideration. And just to mention a few reasons as to why a business can fail apart from incubation is, of course, insufficient capital for a startup. If you want to do a startup and there is no enough capital, then your business will fail, and that can be solved through business incubation. And then insufficient knowledge of the business industry, the lack of entrepreneurial and business skills, lack of management or managerial skills, inadequate training. Also, we can say lack of credit facilities in case of raising capital and other needs, lack of markets, insufficient knowledge of market. You have the market, but you don't understand what the market wants. Then inadequate infrastructure, and then an empowering political environment. Politics play a big role in business. Now, the process of incubation starts or helps with business basics. It helps in networking activities. It also helps in marketing assistance. It helps with accounting and other financial management. It can help to access bank loans and funding. It can link resource centers such as training institutions to that small business of yours. It can link strategic partners to your startup, and it can also help identify a management team that can help you to govern your business, to manage your business well. And don't forget, it can also help you to commercialize your business so that it becomes a wealth raising entity. So there are so many programs, like I've mentioned in the beginning, but it will differ from one institution to another. What are the benefits of incubation? Incubation helps in creating jobs and wealth, fostering communities, entrepreneurial culture, technology commercialization. You come up with that technology, you commercialize it, you get money. Also, diversification of local resources, because it helps somebody to get into an outside market, to be known. It accelerates local development. It facilitates business creation and growth. It also encourages entrepreneurship, especially among women and the youth. It also revitalizes the community as a whole, and it helps in the growth of private sector, because mostly innovators are private people, are private investors. And then it also increases tax revenue to the government, and it also leads to equitable development. Now, what is the government role when it comes to promoting incubation? The government has a role of creating an enabling environment, like the political challenge that we have mentioned earlier. It can also assist in raising the power of consumption. However, once the power of consumption has been raised, this helps to increase purchasing power. Then it can support programs of incubation. It can facilitate It can bring about an enabling environment for those who support. The government policies about incubation or incubators can also support incubation. It can also sensitize through launch campaigns. If a person has come up with an idea and they want to do a startup, the government organizes and comes to launch that as a business. Then it can also lobby for those in the diaspora and the foreign investors who can come and invest within the country, within the said incubated or the said startup businesses. The government can also encourage coordination of independent efforts countrywide so that we have a natural impact, an impact that is not man-made, something that can grow naturally. It can also use universities to maneuver and just grow the incubation processes. And don't forget that it can also provide media support so that there is a lot of knowledge in the public domain about incubation. Now, how do you protect your business idea and how do you maintain secrecy? Because once you start a business and you cannot maintain secrecy, you cannot protect your idea, you are likely to lose it. Somebody is likely to steal your idea.